Good evening, children. I hope everyone are doing fine. Let us continue with the chapter 6, that is tissues. So we have completed studying about plant tissue. Now we will study about animal tissues. Under that, we will be studying only about epithelial tissue and their types. So let's begin. So children, coming to epithelial tissue, before getting into this in depth, so we know that our body is covered by skin, the layer of skin, which protects us from external environment. It might be any external fact, excess of heat or temperature and harmful radiation. So it protects us from all these external factors, all these environmental factors, isn't it? And this layer or lining of skin is made up of these epithelial tissue. Epithelial tissue, it covers the body and as well as our internal organs. Epithelial tissue forms the lining of all body cavities. So whatever the body cavities you consider, all that linings of these body cavities are made up of epithelial tissue. And also, as I said, epithelium protects us from environment. Epithelial separates organs from each other. So we have different organs in our body and each organs are separated with the lining of this epithelium tissue. Epithelium also regulates the exchange of substance with the environment. And also there is an exchange between underlying tissues and also body cavities or blood vessels. And you could see in the picture, you can see in the picture, so there is no intercellular spaces. So what happens if there is a intercellular spaces? It's just like you are holding umbrella in the rain and umbrella is full of holes. Okay, and same condition happens if there is an intercellular space in case of epithelial tissue. That is the reason there is no like intercellular space between the cells. Okay. Next, these epithelial tissues are classified based on number of cell layers. One is simple epithelium, another one is stratified epithelium. Simple epithelium is nothing but single layer of cells. You can see in the picture, it is single layer. What about stratified epithelium? It is multiple layers of cells. Next, even this epithelium tissue are classified based on the function and shape of its cell. That is squamous epithelium tissue, cuboidal epithelium tissue, columnar epithelium tissue. So these are the three types you will be studying under the classification of epithelium tissue based on the function. So each and every cell has its own function, each and every tissue has its own function. Based on that, these epithelium tissue are classified. So classification are like this. You will be studying one by one in detail. So children, coming to squamous epithelium tissue, the word squamous, it is derived from the Latin word squama, which means scales. Scale means the scale which you use for measurement. It's not that. Okay, scales in the sense of you see scales on snake and fish. Okay, same way the cells are present. You can see in the picture. That is how the scales is seen in case of squamous epithelium tissue. And this squamous epithelium, it is made up of thin, flat, delicate and compactly packed, and it is very irregular in shape. Okay, you see that every cell has its own shape here. So they doesn't have a proper shape. That is why it is called as irregular shape. And next is simple squamous epithelium tissue. Under this squamous epithelium tissue, you'll be studying simple squamous epithelium tissue and stratified squamous epithelium tissue. So coming to simple squamous epithelium tissue, it is a single layer of squamous epithelium. Okay, so squamous in the sense it is single layer. Simple squamous epithelium helps in the exchange of substance by diffusion. And you people know the meaning of diffusion, the movement of molecules from higher concentration to lower concentration, isn't it? So these simple squamous epithelium will help in the exchange of substance through diffusion. Okay, and simple squamous epithelium, so where it is present in blood capillaries as well as lung and alveoli in lungs. You can see in the picture I have shown blood capillaries as well as lungs. So within lungs we see this alveoli. So we see this epithelium, simple squamous epithelium in these parts. Next is stratified squamous epithelium tissue. So stratified means it is multiple layers, isn't it? So multiple layers of squamous epithelium helps in protection. So it is protecting as well as more stratification means more thickness. So that's if it is more layer, if there is a more layers in the tissue, that means the thickness will be more. It depends on the layers. Okay, and skin is made up of stratified squamous epithelium. So our skin, it is made up of stratified squamous epithelium, and it is also present in mouth region, and also in the esophagus and anus, also the foot. Okay, so this is the function of stratified squamous epithelium tissue. And also you learnt where exactly these stratified squamous epithelium tissue is present. Next type of epithelium that we are studying is cuboidal epithelium. If I say cuboidal, you can imagine the cuboidal structure in mathematics. You have studied, right? So cuboidal epithelium provides more protection and mechanical strength. So this cuboidal epithelium are meant for protection as well as mechanical strength. You can see it in the picture, children, how cells looks like. It is something like cuboidal structures. Okay, and cuboidal epithelium helps in protection, diffusion, as well as protection, and that is mechanical strength. Next, cuboidal epithelium, you will be studying simple cuboidal epithelium as well as stratified cuboidal epithelium. So what about simple cuboidal epithelium? It helps in diffusion of substance. For example, exchange of gases in respiratory bronchioles. So exchange of gases, we take in oxygen and give out carbon dioxide. So it is an exchange of gases. Where it is happening? It is happening in the respiratory bronchioles. Okay, and these simple cuboidal epithelium helps in diffusion of substance, and this is one of the example. And also diffusion of substance across the kidney tubule, usually seen in the nephron. In the picture you can see there is a kidney picture, and this is a nephron. Next to kidney there is a nephron picture. You can see that. So diffusion of substance happens across the kidney tubule through this simple cuboidal epithelium. Okay, so this is about simple cuboidal epithelium. Next, we'll be studying about stratified cuboidal epithelium tissue. This cuboidal epithelium may be 2 to 3 layers. If the name says stratified, that means it has more than one layer. It might have 2, 3, 4. Okay, depends on the layers. Fine. And this is how the stratified cuboidal epithelium look like. You can see there are 2 layers, 2 to 3 layers. Okay. And where this stratified cuboidal epithelium is present, and what is the function of it? It helps in a secretion. It is present in the ducts of glands like pancreas. You know where exactly pancreas are located. And also it is present in salivary and thyroid glands. Okay. So this is about stratified cuboidal epithelium. Next type of epithelium tissue that we are studying is columnar epithelium. So what is the function of this? The main function of columnar epithelium is for absorption and secretion, and this both happens in lining of stomach and intestine. We have studied when we are studying about digestive system, we have studied this. So there is absorption happens within intestine. So the food what we eat, it will be digested and moved to intestine, and all the nutrients are going to be absorbed by small intestine. And this absorption of food is happening with the help of columnar epithelium. Okay, and also lining of stomach, it is present in the lining of stomach where the food has been absorbed. And so you see that HCl secretions happens in stomach, so where in turn it helps in digestion of food, breaking down of complex materials into simpler form, isn't it? So there is a lining in the stomach, and this lining is made up of columnar epithelium, and also this is present in intestine as well, and it functions as absorption of nutrients. In stomach and intestine, they secrete digestive enzymes, isn't it? And intestine absorbs the digested food. Under this columnar epithelium, again you will be studying ciliated columnar epithelium. So it is quite different from other types of epithelium that you have studied previously. Now, under this, you will be studying ciliated columnar epithelium. So you understand what is cilia. So when I was explaining microorganism, for example, paramecium and all, I would have explained cilia. So what is the function of cilia? In that case, in microorganism, it is a movement. So, but in case of columnar epithelium, so there is a layer where the cilia is developed, and this cilia helps in the movement of substance. Okay, helps in the movement of substance on its own surface. And example, ciliated columnar epithelium present on the respiratory tract. Okay, so the gas what we inhale. So these gas molecules will move on the surface of ciliated columnar epithelium. And whereas the ciliated columnar epithelium is present, it is also present in fallopian tube of female reproductive system. So this ciliated columnar epithelium helps in the movement of eggs. Okay. So this is about ciliated columnar epithelium. So children, I hope you have followed today's concept. It is very easy to understand. Only thing is epithelium tissue are classified in such a way it creates some confusion, but make sure so you practice it well. Okay, so only with writing, only with a flow chart you can follow. Clear? So worksheet will be sent along with this video. Do solve it and have a good day.